Hello and welcome to this week's weekly weight loss vlog. Take two. You might be like, what do you mean take two, Neil? You might see a wire here attached to my microphone because I've just recorded my weekly weight loss vlog. And as I got to the end of it, I looked at my receiver, which is just in front of me under my phone, and it wasn't doing this. My microphone decided to run out of battery. Anyway, so this is take one for you, but it is take two for me. So it might be a little bit shorter than it would be normally because it is currently 10 past 5. I don't want to have me tea in about half an hour. Anyway, we'll see where we get to. So, it is Monday the 26th of February. So we're talking about last week, which is Monday the 19th of February up to the 25th of February. First thing I'm going to talk about is it was check-in day for me, which means I jumped on these scales. Yeah, jumped on the scales, check-in day for me. And you know what? I wasn't that confident at all. I weigh every 2 weeks, just like my clients do. And obviously, the further we go from weighing, as long as we're being consistent, we are going to see a positive result pretty much every time we jump on these bad boys. But we do have to understand exactly how scales work. And it is a massive issue with diets not with diets. Well, it's a massive issue with weight loss in general, but it's a massive issue with fad diets. There's no education about weight loss. No one actually really understands exactly how weight loss works. And I always say this about a scale. The scales measure your weight, they don't measure your fat. So what I mean by that is when you get on the scales, it tells you what your current weight is. If you consistently get on the scales and you're on a weight loss journey, you're predominantly going to lose body fat by being in a calorie deficit. But there are 4 things that make this number change: water weight, food weight, water retention, and fat. Right, body fat. So the loss and gain of water weight is basically the difference between what you drink and what you pee out. The loss and gain of food weight is basically the difference between what you eat and what your body digests or absorbs to function, and then what you pass out going to the toilet and having a number 2. The loss and gain of water retention is basically your body can purposefully store water. The main culprit is dehydration normally, but there's lots of other factors: stress, medication, injury. There's a few other things that can also contribute to water retention storage. And then the loss and gain of body fat, which is purely caused by being in a calorie deficit. Now you might be going, well, Neil, you've been consistently in a calorie deficit. I have. And I've definitely been consistently losing body fat. I know that. I can feel that in my body. I can feel that my shape's changing. I feel flatter. So I know I'm consistently losing body fat. But I did talk last week on the weekly weight loss vlog about the stress of our 6-month-old Cockapoo breaking her leg. Now, that was last Saturday, but it has been a stressful week. She went for an operation last Monday morning, which all went great, and then we went and picked her up on Tuesday morning, and with a big bag of instructions, which is here from the vets, saying, right, Blossom will be fully healed in 4 weeks, but for the next 4 weeks, lots of crate rest. She's not allowed to bounce about. You can only walk her for 5 minutes 3 or 4 times a day, just so you can go and do her business. And basically, you need to keep her chill and not putting any pressure through her leg. Fine. We get her home on Tuesday. She just sleeps. All right, she's knackered. She was in theatre on Monday. She's obviously not slept properly because she's been stuck in a vet's for a couple of days. And we're like, it's going to be a breeze, this. By about Thursday, yes, 6-month-old Blossom came about. Hi, Mum. Hi, Dad. I don't understand. I've got a broken leg and I'm a 6-month-old puppy and I want to bounce around all over the place. So, it's been a tough week. It has been stressful. And like I said, stress can cause some water retention within the body. I've been very good with my calories, very good with my movement this week, but I've been rubbish with my water intake. Now, water doesn't cause weight loss. Okay, loads of people say to me, Neil, I've not lost any weight because I've not drunk any water. No. Water is a great support tool when you're on a weight loss journey. If you're nice and hydrated, it will suppress your appetite. It will give you lots more energy, and it'll just make you feel much better about yourself. But it doesn't cause fat loss, so it's a support tool. So obviously, if you're fully hydrated and it suppresses your appetite, that's going to help you control how many calories go in your trap. And number two, if you've got more energy, you're going to be more inclined to go and get a nice amount of steps in, which is going to mean you burn more calories, which is obviously going to help with your calorie deficit. And I was rubbish with water last week. I'll be honest with you. It was the one thing that slipped a little bit, was being constantly hydrated. And I want to be hydrated, not just because it stops my body retaining water. And I don't want to stop my body retaining water. It's a natural process. But what I mean is, I want to be energized. I want to suppress my appetite, especially when I'm trying to lose weight. That's my main concerns about not drinking enough water. But Thursday afternoon, I've literally, how do you know if you're dehydrated? Right? I know it sounds a bit disgusting, but you've got to look at your pee. Okay. I'm looking here now. So I've got a can of Iron Brew Extra, which is the bomb.com. I know diet drinks get a bad rap, but it's all a load of nonsense, right? I love a can of Diet Pop. I tend to have one a day. I really like it at night time. I kind of always crave something a little bit sweet later on at night time or after my tea. Now, I normally have a protein bar in bed, but which again, if it's a good protein bar, gives me a nice sweet fix as well. But when I'm doing a live at night time, because I do lives most nights, well, Monday to Thursday, either on TikTok or on Zoom with my community. If you want to join my community, TikTok profile, click on my link tree. Oh, I always say TikTok profile, but on TikTok. You're on YouTube, Neil. I do most of my lives on TikTok. But anyway, if you do follow me on TikTok, you can go into my TikTok profile, you can go into my Instagram profile, or you can go into the description of this video on YouTube, and I'll put all the links in there if you want to come and join my community. It's £5 for the first month. Use code WELCOME. If you want to understand how the scales work, I've talked about loss, gain, understanding fluctuations on the scales. Come on a one-to-one plan with me, and I'll teach you that as well. But anyway, all the links are in my description. Anyway, I always have, when I'm doing a live at night time, I always have a can of pop. I just enjoy it. And Iron Brew Extra, which is like their version of Pepsi Max, is the bomb.com. Absolutely banging. Love it. Anyway, why I picked this up, if your pee is the colour of Iron Brew, you've probably got a UTI. Go to the doctors. Definitely shouldn't be orange. But if you asked a lot of people what colour their pee is, they'd say yellow. They'd say like this sort of colour here. If your pee is that colour, you are dehydrated, which means you're retaining some water, because that's the main cause of water retention. And it means you're not going to have the best energy. It certainly means you're not going to be doing the best to suppress your appetite. It's just one way to suppress your appetite while on a weight loss journey. So your pee should not be that colour. Not to sound too disgusting, mine was that colour quite a lot of last week. Anyway, what colour should your pee be? How do you know you're hydrated? People always say, how much water should I drink a day? It's different for everyone. It depends on how much you move. It depends on your age. It depends on your size. It depends on whether you're male, whether you're female. So there's no sort of set rules. Now, I know there's that sort of old 8 glasses a day, and that's about 2 litres of water. And for most people, if you drink a couple of litres of fluids a day, you're going to be nice and hydrated. It doesn't have to be water, by the way. You can add some sugar-free, cordial to it or something like that if you're not a big fan of just drinking water. But the best way to know you're hydrated is most of the time when you go for a pee, it should be like a very light straw colour. If you imagine a glass of water and you put a splash of apple juice in it, should kind of be that colour. If it's clear, like you've broke the seal, you've gone to the pub, you've had 5 pints, you're like, right, I need to go, and then you go in every 20 minutes, you're overhydrated, right? It should, be a light straw colour. Anyway, I knew I was quite dehydrated last week, so obviously a bit of water retention from the stress of what was going on. I also ate a few more convenience foods last week, which a lot of like pasta and stuff. Now, carbs don't make you fat, before people jump on that bandwagon. I knew carbs made you fat. You've always told us, Neil, carbs don't make us fat. No, they don't. The only thing that makes us fat is consuming more calories than we burn. But excuse me, windy pops. Yeah, if you eat carbs, certainly refined carbs, which might sugar or white bread or white pasta, it can cause an increase of water retention in the body. Any carbs can cause a bit of an increase of water retention in the body. Anyway, I just felt a bit bloated last week, so I wasn't that confident of jumping on the scales. Sorry, I'll always get on the scales. I'm not bothered about that. I understand fully how scales work, and I know I've been consistent. Weight loss isn't linear. However much you want it to be, it isn't. The only thing a calorie deficit does is causes the loss of body fat, right? It doesn't affect water weight, food weight, water retention on the scales. So, I will in the last 2 weeks have probably lost at least a couple of pounds of body fat, but I'm a big guy. I can retain 5 or 6 pounds of water. So if I've lost 2 pounds of body fat and retained 5 or 6 pounds of water because I'm a bit dehydrated and I've not been drinking enough, then that's going to show a 4-pound gain on the scales. All right. Anyway, I got on the scales on Friday morning and I was 0.6 of a pound down. So I did get a loss. Now, a lot of people will be disheartened at that. I'm never disheartened at a loss. Never. It doesn't matter whether it's 0.2 of a pound, 1 pound, 2 pounds. It doesn't matter to me. A loss is always a good check-in because you'll very rarely get a loss if you're doing things wrong. Now, if you get small losses, you get 3 or 4 small losses in a row, then you're doing everything right, but we could just maybe look at optimizing those losses. So for most of my clients, I'd like them to lose £1 a week on average. So in 12 weeks, I'd like them to lose £12. If after 12 weeks they've lost 8 or 9 pounds, we'll then look at ways to optimize to bring that level up. If after 12 weeks they've lost 18, 19 pounds, depending on who they are, depending on what size they are, how much they move, I might be like, that's a little bit restrictive. You're losing weight a little bit too quick. What's the main issue with losing weight too quick? It's unhealthy, it's unsustainable. And what I mean by unhealthy is it can be unhealthy physically and mentally because you're not eating enough. And if it's unsustainable, you're not going to stick to it for very long. Right? Those are the main issues. Right? Might be great at the time. Oh, I'm losing 4 pounds every single week. Yeah, but what's the point in that if it only lasts for 6 weeks? Right? And then you're back into old habits. What's better? Losing 4 pounds a week for 6 weeks. Yeah, you lose 24 pounds, or losing £1 a week for a year and you've lost over 50 pounds. Yeah. So anyway, I knew I wasn't going to get a big drop, or I actually thought I was going to get a gain. I'll be honest with you. I knew it'd only be £1 or 2, but I've had 3 losses. I think I've got my own progress here. I've got it up. I've had 1, 2, 3. I'd had 3 losses in a row. So to get 3 losses, 1 gain, like I say, weight loss isn't linear. We wish it was just a smooth downward trend, but it isn't. If I got a bit of a gain, I would have known why, but I saw a loss. Now, it could have been classed as what we might call a false negative. It's not a negative because it's a loss. But what is a false negative on the scales? A false negative is where you don't get the result you want because something else is taking over. Just like we can get a false positive on the scales, which means you get a really big drop, but it's not a true representation of your current weight. So what would be the example of a false negative? Like I say, you've lost body fat, but you've gained water retention. Very common females, time of the month, right? Time of the month, 99% of females, when it's time of the month, you gain a bit of water retention. Right, so if your weigh day or your check-in day is when your period's just hit, then you're probably going to see, you might have lost 2 pounds of body fat, but if you've gained 3 pounds of water retention, you're going to see a £1 gain, and it's just not a true representation. So we class that as a false negative, and we can justify that because it's time of the month. A false positive, you might have been ill for a week and you've not eaten anything. You might have had gastroenteritis or whatever it is, or just any sort of DMV or norovirus, and you've not managed to keep anything down for a week. So you've literally eaten nothing. So pretty much every single bit of food weight, any sort of undigested or digested food in your intestines gone because you're not replacing it. You've not eaten anything. Your glycogen levels are depleted, which is the energy in your muscles from eating carbs, and that stores water. So you'll have lost water weight, food weight, all this, that, and the other. And I've had it before where clients, I've been really ill for 2 weeks and they've lost 14 pounds in 2 weeks. And you're like, that is a false positive. All right, it's weight loss. Yes, you're 14 pounds lighter, but as soon as you start eating again, I wouldn't be surprised next check-in if we saw an £8 or £10 gain or an £8 gain or something like that. But over the space of 4 weeks, you've still lost £6. It's just, like I said, that big drop from being ill is a bit of a false positive. So anyway, me losing 0.6 pounds, I've been bang on with my calories. I know I have. I've been bang on with my movement. So with the deficit I'm putting myself in at the moment, I should be seeing 2 to 3 pounds of weight loss in 2 weeks, and I've seen 0.6. So that's why I say it's a bit of a false positive, because something's obviously counterbalancing the scales. And the honest truth is, because my pee has been this colour, which means I'm dehydrated, which means I'm definitely storing a bit of water, that is probably what it is. Anyway, it's still a loss. In 8 weeks, it's week 8 of 2024. I've lost 13.8 pounds. That does include a bit of a whoosh effect from just after Christmas. But yeah, I've seen, I'm happy to lose 14 pounds, whether some of that's water weight or not, in 8 weeks is really, really good. My target is, I've got a day out, a bit of a day sesh with the boys. I've not had a beer yet since New Year's Eve. That was the last time I had an alcoholic drink. Now that's going to change this week. I'll talk about that shortly. But I've got a day out with the boys on the 16th of March. And my plan was to lose 19 pounds by the 16th of March in total weight. And that would break down as probably 5 pounds of water retention lost from Christmas and 14 pounds of body fat. So I'm kind of on course for that. I've got 3 weeks to go. I'd have to lose 5 pounds in the next 3 weeks. And I am going to weigh in 2 weeks again. And then I'm going to weigh the week after, just before I go on my day out with my mates to the footy for the day. Because I kind of need to change my check-in days, because it'll coincide better with some holidays I've got coming up in April and May. So I could easily have I could have done 2 things. I could have gone 3 weeks without weighing, which would have changed, or I can weigh and then weigh again in a week and then go fortnightly from there, which is what I am going to do. Right, let's talk about calories for last week. So on your screen now is my week diary. Let me just get it up from NutriCheck. And a really good week, 225 calories under my ideal deficit, which is 19,250 calories over a week. As you can see there, standard for me. Banked lots of calories Monday to Friday, 349 on Monday, 482 Tuesday, 465 Wednesday, 291 Thursday, and 449 on Friday. And then Saturday, Sunday, Saturday is the most calories I've consumed in a day in 2024. New Year's Eve was 4,100, but New Year's Eve actually might have been 4,100. I wasn't following my non-negotiable of since the 2nd of January, if it ain't in my app, it ain't going in my trap. I didn't follow that rule, so I might have missed the odd thing on New Year's Eve, but I tried to be as accurate as I could be. Okay, let's go through my eating. Let's see. So yeah, as I've said, I did have quite a few more convenience foods last week. Just stressing what was going on with the dog, sorting bits out, being a bit all over the place, but still well within my calories. Monday, protein pancakes with yogurt. Gym Kitchen yogurt, actually. It says here 123 calories for 18 grams of protein. And that yogurt was 2.5 months out of date. Yes, I do eat out of date yogurt. There's nothing wrong with it. Yogurt's gone off milk anyway, so it can't go off anymore. Cast iron stomach, mate. Rachel always goes mad at me. I'm like, Ali, it's fine. Honestly, I mean that sincerely. We've got so much food wastage in this country. And Rachel, like, she'll see a date on a packet, I'm not touching it. Dates now are best by dates, or they're not like, after that date, you can't eat that. Honestly, you can't. And yogurt lasts for ages, especially if it's sealed. If it's not been opened, you could eat it for months afterwards. Disclaimer, if you eat yogurt out of date and you get poorly, it's nothing to do with me. Monday dinner time, I had a cheese and ham toastie, absolute banging. Loads of people asking me, what should I eat for lunch? What should I eat for lunch? It's just down to an unhealthy relationship with food. People think we have to eat in a very specific way to lose weight. You don't. You just need to be in a calorie deficit. Now, calories in, calories out is what sorts our fat loss, fat gain. What those calories are made up of is what determines our health. And yes, we should be trying to be as healthy as possible. What a lot of people class as unhealthy isn't unhealthy. You know, some people are like, well, cheese and ham toasty, that's not very healthy, is it? Again, that's just a really unhealthy relationship with food. I had a cheese and ham toasty. It was 500 calories. It was 37 grams of protein. It had 3 grams of fibre in it. It had 9.8 grams of saturated fat. And it had 5 grams of sugar in it. There was absolutely nothing in that toasty that's detrimental to my health whatsoever. It had a little bit of fibre in it. It had a decent amount of protein in it. So, you know, if you want to eat something nice, eat what you want, right? try and make it as healthy as you can. So, for example, I did cheese and ham toasty. I did use 30% reduced fat mature cheddar cheese. I used a Baby Bell in there, which is very low fat. Again, and it has a lot of protein in a Baby Bell. I use really lean, specially selected honey roast ham from Aldi. I did use white bread, which isn't a help, but it was just what we had in at the time. So yeah, have a sandwich. What should I eat for lunch? Have a sandwich. Just make sure it's got a decent amount of protein in it. Go for it. Yeah. Afternoon snack, protein shake. Tea was gammon, gnocchi, rana. Is it La Familia? Rana, pan-fried gnocchi. It was spinach and mozzarella. So good. 314 calories to half a pack. Pan-fried in 2 teaspoons of olive oil. That's what you need to do, is pan-fry it in a bit of olive oil. So a teaspoon of olive oil is 40 calories. So half a pack's 360 calories. I had it with some lean gammon, all the fat cut off of it, and a bit of garlic bread. You didn't need to have the garlic bread, but if I have pasta, I'm having garlic bread. Evening snacks, bag of crisps, and a protein bar. I'm into 2. I love crisps. I eat them every day. During the week, I normally have a bag of 60, 70 calorie crisps. At the weekend, I'll have a bag of 130 calorie crisps. You like a proper multi-pack bag of crisps. My 2 favourites at the moment, I say favourites, I only got one of these at the weekend, and I can't believe how good they are. But Snack Right cheese and onion crisps are unreal from Aldi. Very, very good. Dare I say it, better than Walker's. Someone's going to argue with me, but they are banging. And then on Saturday, we went to Food Warehouse, aka Massive Iceland. How good are Iceland B&M home bargains for random crisps? Harry Ramsden's crisps, salt and vinegar. I mean, salt and vinegar is my favourite flavour of crisps anyway. These are unreal. 25 gram bag, 125 calories a bag. Oh, no, they're not. Yeah, 25 gram bag, 125 calories a bag. Absolutely sensational. Get on them. If you go Iceland or Food Warehouse, they are amazing if you like salt and vinegar crisps. Anyway, I had a bag of Snack Right crisps on Monday night. I was a rebel. I was a bit stressed because of the dog. So yeah, I had 130 calorie bag of crisps. Shock horror. Yeah, it has been stressful with the dog. It's not really affected my eating, but I've not really concentrated too much, like I say, on water intake or my health in terms of like my nutrition. So sue me. A little bit of emotional eating there. Yeah, a little bit. I just thought, oh, sorry, I'm going to have a nice bag of crisps. Again, fully in control. Still banked 350 calories. And it is what it is. You know, every now and then, you know, I'm looking at my NutriCheck now. On Monday, I had 1.9 of my 5 a day. Anyway, yeah, there we go. So yeah, I'm not saying it's the healthiest, but a bit of convenience, and it just fitted in. Tuesday, we had to go and pick the dog up, so I just had a protein shake in the morning. Went to the gym first thing in the morning. There's a little coffee shop in the gym. Rachel wanted a coffee. I don't drink hot drinks, but I grabbed a protein shake in there. So I had a protein shake for breakfast on the way. On the way home from picking, we had to go up to the Lake District, which was about an hour there and an hour back to where Blossom had her operation. I got a McDonald's, what I call a midweek McDonald's. What I class as a midweek McDonald's is a McDonald's with one eye on, obviously, calories and protein. Those are my 2 important things. I'm not really bothered about carbs and fats because overall I'm very good with them, right? But I always want a lot of protein, A, to support my training, and B, to fill me up. So I got a sweet chili chicken wrap. Rachel had the same, 460 calories, crispy chicken. I can't do the grilled chicken from McDonald's. I think it's awful. So I got crispy chicken. So basically it's a wrap with 2 chicken selects on it. We then got another 3 chicken selects. I had 2, Rachel had 1. So that was 700 calories for 40.5 grams of protein. Absolutely great. Protein shake when I got home, and then tea at night time. We had egg on toast and egg and bacon on toast. Again, quick, convenient, dead easy to make, quicker than getting a takeaway or anything like that. And again, I don't want to be, turn into convenience food. But what I'm trying to show here is if you do need some convenience foods, for whatever reason, it might be because you've got your focus on something else for a short period of time, because you're just a bit tired or whatever. It doesn't need to be stupidly calorific. I can go to McDonald's and get a quarter pounder with cheese meal, large, with a double cheeseburger, 6 nuggets and a McFlurry, and blow 1,400 calories. Or I can go to McDonald's and get a wrap of the day because it's $1.99 and an extra couple of selects and it's 700 calories. It fills me up. It tastes amazing. It's quick. It's convenient. Yeah. Chris and a protein bar at night time. And guess how much of my 5 a day I had on Tuesday, according to NutriCheck? 0. Absolutely nothing. Nothing whatsoever. Right, Wednesday. Health was a bit better. I was on my protein porridge, lots of fruit in there. Back to my tender stem broccoli, my rice, chicken, tender stem broccoli, curry sauce. This is a curry sauce I use. I think I've shown it before on a weekly Wales vlog. I absolutely love it. Literally, it's like a concentrate, like stock. 30 grams of that in a mug, 100 mils of boiling water, stir it up till it's all dissolved, microwave it for a minute, bang. This is hot and spicy goldfish. It's not actually that hot and spicy. You get standard curry sauce, you can get katsu. I have seen it in Tesco. I think it's $2.99 a tub in Tesco. I've got it off Amazon, but I've actually found it on TikTok shop. So if you do follow me on TikTok, head over to my TikTok. It's in my TikTok shop. I think it's $2.75 a tub on my TikTok shop, but it's quick, convenient. You can order it now. And it'll be here in a couple of days, I think. But yeah, that absolutely love it. I've been having that for weeks really. And then a protein bar mid-afternoon on Wednesday, and then went bougie. I was bougie on Wednesday night. Bought a couple of fillet steaks on Friday from my local butchers. And instead of having a takeaway, I thought, I'm going to do a nice steak and chips. Steak, chips, peppercorn sauce on Saturday night. Obviously, we had the situation with Blossom, so it ended up in the fridge. So we had a fillet steak roast dinner. It was absolutely amazing, to be honest with you. A fillet steak roast dinner. So yeah, basically roast potatoes, veg, Yorkie pud, gravy, and the meat was a fillet steak because it needed eating. I started reverse searing my steaks. I saw it on TikTok. And you know what? It makes the best steak in the world. It's absolutely fantastic. And it is literally, I saw this guy do it. And he basically puts his steak, again, adjust your timings depending on how you like your steak cooking. I like my steak medium. So I put my fillet steak in the air fryer, cold, on the lowest heat possible, because I've got a Ninja air fryer, I think it's 150, and I did it for 6 minutes, right? 6 minutes. And it comes out like looking like a half-cooked piece of steak, basically. It's quite bland. It's got no colour on it. Then you pan fry it. So sometimes you'll pan fry a steak and then put it in the oven to finish it off. It's kind of reverse. And he said it's called it reverse it. Honestly, it makes the best steak. So literally, take it out of the air fryer, let it rest, smoking hot pan, and then just a minute or so either side just to add some nice colour to the outside of it. Absolutely delicious. Anyway, I had that as a roast dinner. Protein bar and Chris again at night time. Back on my healthier Chris. Now, I always try and go for a bag of crisps on a Monday night, on a weekday night that's under 100 calories. And I was on Ringo's, which was 60 calories. Thursday, protein porridge, my Chinese chicken curry thing again for lunch. Protein shake mid-afternoon, and then pasta bake on Thursday night. Again, quick, convenient. Used a Home Pride pasta bake sauce. Again, not the healthiest, but quick, convenient. Fitted in with my calories. Perfect. And then nighttime, had a bag of crisps and a protein. Actually, I had half a protein bar and a fibre one. I do like a fibre one. I know they're not massive, but they're a good sweet fix piece of cake, and they do have 5 grams of fibre in them. So fibre one. And then Friday, my niece came up. Friday, she came up for a couple of nights. So standard eating. I had egg on toast on Friday dinner time, protein porridge for my breakfast. Didn't actually have an afternoon snack because I went to the gym, and by the time I come back to the gym, I normally go to the gym in the morning, but I didn't get there on Friday. It was my busy check-in day, so I went Friday afternoon. By the time I got back, it was kind of like ready for tea, and I did katsu chicken curry for tea, which is basically my curry sauce, rice, broccoli, but I used chicken goujons from, I think they were Mark M&S. I don't know, Rachel went shopping with her niece in the afternoon. I think they were M&S. Anyway, so I had that on Friday night. And then Friday snacks, again, protein bar and Penn State baked pretzels. You know, the little sour cream. I don't know if I've got them in here. Have I got a bag in here? No, I don't think I have. Sour cream, onion, pretzels. Like I said, I have a bag of crisps every day. Under 100 calories during the week, over 100 calories at weekend. And just building in a little bit of something you love eradicates all cravings. It really, really does. Saturday, big eating day on Saturday, 4,200 calories. Had my cheese and ham toasted that I had for lunch on Monday, and I had protein porridge for breakfast. And then Saturday afternoon, we went shopping. We went up to Pet's Home to get Blossom some bits. Took my niece to TK Maxx. She's got a school trip in a month. So went to TK Maxx and got her a few bits. Went to Food Warehouse, got these absolutely sensational crisps. We then went for a little drive down the front at Blackpool. Just to see what's going on, because the weather was quite nice. We got a McFlurry to drive down the front with, a Malteser McFlurry for 266 calories, and then we had pizza for tea. Oh my God. We were meant to have Domino's actually on Saturday night, but I'm not a massive fan of Domino's, but me and Rach do want to try. They've got like a new carbonara pizza, and I love carbonara, and we love pizza with a white sauce base, not tomato sauce base. So we wanted to try that. And I'm not a massive fan of Cadbury's cream eggs at all. Cadbury caramel egg. Yes. Cadbury's cream eggs, not interested. But we wanted to try the Domino's got a Cadbury's cream egg cookie. We're all going to have them. I think we're having them on Friday night, actually, this week. I'll talk about that in a minute. But anyway, we ended up we've got a local like Italian restaurant, small Italian restaurant and takeaway in the next village. And I said to Rachel, I can't be bothered going to Domino's. Domino's is 6 miles from us. We live in a village and they don't deliver to us anywhere. I was like, I can't be bothered going over there. Can we just go to Pizza on Piazza? She was like, yeah. So I had a pepperoni pizza with sweet corn and red onion. Whatever pizza I have, I tend to always have sweet corn and red onion on it. Just pepperoni, sweet corn, red onion. And then Rachel had baked some brownies in the afternoon. So I had a brownie with some ice cream for 2,100 calories for the pizza and the brownie and the ice cream. And guess what I had in bed? Crisps and a protein. I had crisps and I had a bit of chocolate. And then yesterday's eating was, what did I have yesterday? I just had a protein bar for my breakfast. We were taking my niece back to Manchester, so I just grabbed a protein bar and had it in the car. Protein flapjack it was. Got home, had lunch, just a nice bacon sandwich. Went to the pub in the afternoon. My mate's a Liverpool fan. He tends to go and watch United in the pub with me. So I said, I'll go and watch Liverpool. So I went and watched the Carabao Cup final. And I had 4 bottles of Heineken Zero. Still not touched a drop of alcohol since New Year's Eve. That's going to change this week. And I had a bag of crisps in there and a bag of scampi fries as well. I suppose scampi fries are crisps. The classic pub snack. Scampi and lemon. Oh, so good. And then for tea last night, we had a KFC. I've been craving KFC for ages. And I said to Rach, let's go get one. And do you know what? A fillet burger box meal is 1,000 calories. So fillet burger, piece of chicken, medium fries, gravy, and a Pepsi Max is 1,000 calories. I normally eat 700-800 calories for my tea anyway, so it's hardly anything over. I'm just going to sound older, but KFC burgers have gone flipping. The chicken on my burger yesterday was pathetic. It was tiny. And a KFC box meal, I assume it's the same everywhere around. At my KFC, it's 11 quid. I think it's £10.50. £10.50 or £10.99. I'm positive they only used to be 7 quid last year. How have they gone so expensive? I mean, I love KFC. I do. I absolutely love it. I can't say I don't, but it's probably why I've been craving one, because I've not had one for ages, because they've just become stupidly expensive. Anyway, last night, I had a crunchy. Thank Friday, it's crunchy. Well, it was Sunday. And a bag of them Harry Ramsden's crisps at night time. So again, out of my 5 a day, 3 yesterday. It was not bad actually for this week. So my health, I've not been healthy this week in terms of getting loads of good nutrition. I'm changing that this year. That was just last week. And that was just, like I say, a bit of stress of sorting the dog out and turning a bit more to convenience foods. But I'm trying to show there you can turn to quick, easy convenience foods and you still don't need to blow your calories. I know I have a good calorie allowance and I know I consume a lot of calories. And I do get people like, oh, I'd love to be able to have your amount of calories. But I'll be honest with you, calories are relative to the individual. Any single person watching this vlog now can eat the way I've eaten. You just have smaller portions. So I had 2,100 calories of pizza and brownie on Saturday night, whereas Rachel had about half that. I demolished a full pizza in literally how a heron eats a fish. I just went, gone. 8 slices of pizza, demolished it. Rachel had about 4. She had 4 or 5. And then she made these brownies. I had 1.5. I kind of weighed them and put them in the, tracked them as a little ultimate brownie. So I had 1.5 of these, about 100 grams of brownie, I think it was, something like that. And a blob of ice cream. Whereas I didn't need to have 1.5 brownies. I could have had half a brownie. You're still having brownie and ice cream. So anyone can eat the way I've eaten. You just need to reduce your portion sizes to fit your calories. Anyway, like I say, last week, last weekend when Blossom broke a leg, health went out the window. It kind of continued last week. But the most important thing for me is my calories. The most unhealthiest thing in the world is to be obese. That's it. Right? That's the most unhealthiest. Now, if you are, would I rather someone eat the way I did last week and not be obese? Yeah, because that's miles healthier than being obese. I'd rather eat like I did last week, stay in control of my calories, than go back to being 37 stone. Right? So the most unhealthiest thing in the world is to be obese. Right? Then, hopefully when we lose our weight or while we're losing our weight, yes, we improve our diet, we concentrate on nutrition, and I normally do. Last week I still got loads of protein in, but I just really, looking at it last week, there was fruit and veg were a bit non-existent, right? Anyway, I'm changing that. I've had loads of, today I had protein pancakes. I've had loads of mixed berries on there. I've had a pear this afternoon. And then tea tonight, we're having a roast dinner. It's chicken, loads of veg, loads of potatoes. So, yeah, I'll change that last week. So the odd week of being unhealthy doesn't make a jot of difference to your fat loss. It might cause a little bit of water retention. Anyway, there we go. Other things I've enjoyed this week. I did have another tub somewhere. I've got 2 new tubs of protein powder. I've lost one. Where is it? I don't know. Anyway, one I've been wanting to try for ages is a brand new. It's in the kitchen because I've made a protein shake with it. Is the brand new Perform red velvet cake flavour. Got it this week. Had it in my protein porridge on Friday, and it was just all right. Didn't like my life. It wasn't horrible by any means. It was nice, but it didn't go bang. I need to have that again in my protein porridge. This morning, I've had this little beauty in yogurt on pancakes. Sensational. Absolutely unreal in Greek yogurt. So I recommend to every 100 grams of Greek yogurt, you add 15 grams of protein powder. Right, so if you have 200 grams of Greek yogurt, get 30 grams in, get your protein in. This in here is the cookies and cream. The cookies and cream Perform is an old school flavour. I've just never had it before. It's basically Oreo. It's really good. Again, I had it in protein porridge. Didn't light my life up. Not had it in yogurt yet. As a protein shake, it's delicious. Really, really good. So I love Perform. It's my favourite brand of protein powders. Highly recommend. I'm not an affiliate of theirs or anything like that. I just love the brand, and I put a post on social media this last week, and they messaged me on Instagram, and they said, "Hi Neil, can we send you a few freebies as a thank you for putting up your post?" I went, "Yeah, that'd be great. Also, would you like a discount code for your followers?" Yeah, I'm not on commission. I don't get any money for it. If you find it cheaper elsewhere, don't go to the Perform website. If you can get it cheaper elsewhere, but if you're going to buy Perform, and if you go on the website and just use code REALLOSSBOSS, all in capitals, you'll get 25% off the website. Like I say, if it's 50 quid a tub, if it's 45 quid with my discount on Perform for a big tub, not these small tubs. These small tubs on the website, I think, are 27 or 28 quid with my discount. If you can get them for cheaper anywhere else, another supplement company, or get them cheaper. I don't get commission, so it doesn't make a difference to me. But if you want to buy it off Perform and that's the cheapest you can find it, use code REALLOSSBOSS. Movement. Let's do that very, very quickly, and then I'm going. I've actually took a screenshot. Steps again last week, although things were all up and down. Our other dog, Betty, just to try and keep Blossom chill, is actually staying at my mum's. Now, my mum literally lives 2 doors down from me. So I'm still, obviously, we can't walk Blossom. And I'd get my steps in anyway. I'm always quite accountable to that. But I've still been going twice a day to my mum's, picking Betty up, taking her out for a walk. So I still did 11,000 steps last week. This is my step count. Again, steps, I think this is my step. Oh no, where have I put it? I have sent it to my phone. Here it is. Is this it? No. Oh, I thought I sent it over. Anyway, I can kind of remember. I did very good steps Monday to Friday last week. You'll see from the picture now. I don't think I did any more than 8,000 on Saturday and Sunday. A combination of just being a bit tired and couldn't be arsed, really, if I'm being honest with you. Why can I have that attitude on a Saturday and a Sunday? steps, just like calories, I see them as an average. So I always want to average 10,000 steps a day, which is 70,000 over the week. I don't care how I do that. I don't need to do 10,000 steps every single day. My movement last week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, was brilliant. I think I'd done 61,000 steps by close of play Friday. So as long as I did 9,000 steps Saturday, Sunday, I've done 10,000 a day on average, 70,000 over the week. I actually think I did. I've averaged 11,000 steps last week, sorry. So I think I did 8. You can see from the picture. I think I might have done just under 9 on Saturday and maybe just over 8 yesterday. So anyway, just enough to do 11,000 steps on average. And that's kept up with my average for 2024 so far. And there we go. And I still managed the gym 5 times last week. So buzzing with that. So really, really good. Yeah. So I've kind of done the Groundhog Day thing for the last few weeks. This hasn't been Groundhog Day this week. It's been a bit stressful and a bit of a change of routine. But main thing, I've controlled calories. Movement's still been good. So I'm happy. Now this week, things are going to change. I've not had a beer. I might have mentioned that about 48 times. Can you tell it's on my mind since New Year's Eve? I'm going out this week. I'm going to have a beer. I said I'd do January. I said I might do February, but I wasn't putting any pressure on it. Anyway, it just so happens I've got through February. I nearly had a pint yesterday afternoon, but I didn't bother. I thought, no, let's do February. So that's Thursday. So Friday, we're meant to come dine with me with our friends. No, we were meant to do it on Saturday, but they actually couldn't do Saturday. They said, can we do Friday instead? And then obviously we've then said, after what's happened with Blossom, because they were meant to be coming here, we can't leave her for more than a couple of hours. We can't leave her really. Well, 2.5 hours I'll leave her for maximum. So we can't really leave her for a long period of time. So we're going over there. So we're going to go to theirs. We're going to get a Domino's. So I'll hopefully report on what the cream egg cookies are like next Monday. And me and Brad are going to go to, he's got a social club just down from his house that we're both members of. I've not been in there for ages. So we're going to go, we're going to get there. We're going to go and have a couple of pints in the club while the girls put the world to rights. And then we're going to go back and have some pizza and then come home. So I'm having a beer on Friday. And then Man United are playing Man City on Sunday. So I'm probably going to go to the pub and watch it. I don't really want to as a United fan, but I'm probably going to go to the pub and watch it. And I might have a couple of pints watching that game. My local pub is a red pub, so there should be quite a few people in there. So I might have a couple of pints. So how am I going to fit that into this week's calories? Well, this is the plan. I'm going to bank 500 calories a day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm going to be quite lean on Friday day. I'm just going to have breakfast and lunch. And then, so I'm going to eat 1,000 calories for breakfast and lunch on Friday and nothing else. So I'm going to have 1,750 calories left over on Friday, which will cover my pizza and my cookie just about. And then obviously I'm just going to have a couple of pints, 3 maximum. I'm not going to have strong lager. I'm going to have whatever the weakest lager is they do. So probably be about 500-600 calories on beer. I'm then going to have a low calorie day. So my high calorie days, if you've seen this week, Saturday, Sunday. My high calorie days this week are going to be Friday, Sunday. So Saturday, I'm going to try and have, a normal calorie day, probably 2,750, my daily average. And then if I can bank 2,000 calories Monday to Friday and have about 3,500, so use 750 of those, that's going to take 1,250 over. I might have 3,000 Saturday and then 3,000 Sunday or something like that. That's my plan. So I'm still going to go out. I'm still going to have a couple of beers Friday, maybe a couple of beers Sunday, and I'm going to build it all within my calorie allowance. I'll let you know how I get on. To be honest with you, I'm 8 weeks in, and I normally have a weight loss break every 10 to 12 weeks. I haven't really talked about that before. I'll do a podcast on it, but I'll talk to you maybe next week a bit more about having a weight loss break. They're very important to build into your journey. And I normally have one every 12 weeks where I have a week off from weight loss. So I'm kind of not a million miles away from that sort of feeling at the moment. So I don't mind this week. I've been really on it for 8 weeks. So I don't mind this week if I go a little bit over my ideal deficit. I'm not I'm going to try not to, but like last week, I was 83 calories over, or the week, the vlog that I did last week, I think I showed I was about 80 or 90 calories over my ideal deficit. This week, to be honest with you, if I go 500 over, I'm not too bothered because I've been so on it for 8 weeks and we've not seen our friends for ages. I've not had a beer for ages, and you've still got to live your life while losing weight. You just have to build it in, which is the title, I think, of my latest podcast. So go check that out if you've not watched it already. Right, guys, that's me. I'm done. If you want help with your weight loss journey, you know where I'm at. I'll put everything in the description. You can come and join my community. It's literally £5 for your first month using code WELCOME. Come on my one-to-one plan. If you feel like you need more accountability and more support and you want me to directly coach you to your successful weight loss journey, you can come on my one-to-one plan. This week, my new Boss Your Protein box is launched. So I do protein snack boxes every month. I only do 48 a month. I think there's 6 or 7 left. There's not many left. So if you're watching this now, jump onto my website and guarantee yourself a Boss Your Protein box. I'm offering pre-orders now. So I'm going to try and build stock up a little bit. So although they're not out till Friday the 1st of March, if you want to go and grab one, go grab one now and it'll be sent out first thing Friday morning. That's it. All good. Hope you've enjoyed it as normal. Hope you've any comments, please ask away. Any questions, please ask away, and I'll do my best to answer them. And as always, until you watch my next podcast or you watch my next weekly weight loss vlog or whatever you watch, make sure you are bossing your weight loss.